Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's 4 o'clock in L.A. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. It's 7 p.m. in the Big Apple, New York City. Hello, everybody. Mad Dog the Scipio, joined, as I am each and every week, by Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. Amelia, how the hell are you today?
Doing good. Just drizzling here a little bit. So.
It's drizzling.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that crap in Florida.
Oh, yeah, we need the rain.
To hear anything about rain or moisture.
No, we need it here, of course.
Dry and a dry blue sky. I love it that way. Let's keep it. Okay.
Sure.
Keep the typhoons and hurricanes and rain and the friggin' panhandle.
Yeah.
Or close to where the hell you are.
Oh, the hurricanes can stay away, trust me.
I am also joined tonight.
Yes.
By pet, the Rowdy Rev.
Rowdy Rev.
Steve Kwiatkowski. How are you, Steve?
Hey.
What have you been up to, Pastor?
I've been painting my kitchen.
Painting your kitchen, and it looks like a beautiful farmhouse green.
Yes.
Yes.
I have to say, the people that have been asking about the Rowdy Rev, by the way, you have fans out there.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They wanted to know where you were on the last show. I said, I kicked his ass to the curb.
He's been mean, ain't he?
There has a lot of stuff going on at the church. They just painted the church. Beautiful. Mike did a hell of a job painting that church.
Mm-hmm.
Put back to life.
Yeah. Just, you know, it's amazing. I've always said that a little bit of paint can breathe new life into an old building.
That's a 200-year-old.
This building here, our house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, you should have seen this place when it was. I'm not lying, folks. My house was puke green when I moved in. The ugliest house on the street.
Split pea.
Now it was worse than split pea.
Oh.
It was like vomit green.
Oh my gosh.
Like The Exorcist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pea soup. And it went from the ugliest house on the street to the prettiest house on the street.
This is the most beautiful house on the street. It is.
I will say that. Thank you, Pastor.
This house should be in a magazine. Honestly, the way Anita has it looking, and you.
Mm-hmm.
No, you said it right, Anita. She gets all the credit.
Right?
I take no credit because I didn't do shit.
Especially the way she has it decorated for Christmas.
When you walk in,
It is.
It's a home.
That's the thing. It's lived in. It's a lived-in home, and it feels
beautiful house.
Mm-hmm.
I said to my wife yesterday, I said, I don't tell you enough, but you make this place beautiful.
She does.
She really
beautiful
does.
House.
She really does.
Yes.
We got a heck of a show tonight.
Oh yeah.
We are going to talk tonight about the new religion of exclusion. Okay? Religion was supposed to be inclusive, wasn't it? That what Jesus said? Come unto me. Is that what he said?
Yes.
Right? Many times. I believe he said, you know, come this way, follow me, right? Now it's the new religion is get away from me. I don't want to bother with you. Stay away.
Right.
And the question we're asking tonight is, how did God become a bigot? And we're going to get into some heated discussion tonight.
Yeah, there's that one verse, come out from among them and be ye separate. A lot of churches use that one.
You're going to hear that tonight, Pastor.
Yeah.
Hear that tonight. You're also going to see some pastors that will make you crawl underneath the table.
Sure.
Yeah.
I met a couple.
Yeah. So have I. I've been in their churches. That's why I stayed away from church for a long time. Before we do anything with the religious zealots, then there are
Right.
Amelia the Pitbull Chapman.
Yes.
introduced me to a woman named Sandra. Sandra has a little video I want to share with you. Then we're gonna see another video. But take a look at this before we get into the religious. Sure. This is a little bit of humor because it's about the only humor we're gonna have tonight.
Right.
Serious show. So take a look at Sandra. Little levity here.
Hey y'all, it's Sandra. I know y'all ain't gonna believe this, but I'm looking for Joe Biden. Anybody seen him?
You see this?
Is he at the beach?
Nope.
Is he in the basement?
Could be.
No? Okay. Oh, is he even up yet? Is he taking a nap?
Yeah.
He's up. Okay. Well, let's see here. Is he at the ice cream shop? I bet he's at the ice cream shop. Well, anyhow, I don't know where he's at. He may be out running errands for Hunter. I don't know. But when he comes in, would you please give him this message? So, Joe, this is for you. This is for you. And I just wanted you to know that the other day I was watching and I saw you hand out some awesome advice. I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but it was just spectacular. I mean, it was cut and dry. You had no trouble understanding where you stood on that subject. And it was just awesome. I was just astounded at the words that come from your mouth. It's just so quick and on point. And so I am going to offer you the same advice that you gave because it was so good. And I thought, well, I'm just going to revert it right back to you. Ain't that nice of me? Yeah. And what I'm saying is it's in response to you asking for a second term for president. And my response is, don't.
Yep.
Just don't. Don't.
No.
Don't.
No.
I think it's pretty clear. Hey.
You gotta love this.
I do. I love her.
I don't know. She sounds like she's either from Tennessee or Georgia.
She's a Southern belle.
Yeah, she's, I believe, Tennessee. She's from Tennessee.
Imagine that. Yeah, because I recognize the dialect.
Her demeanor is very likable, actually.
I love her.
The other thing you could tell why she's from Tennessee. She's fucking sarcastic as the day is long.
Yeah.
They are the most. They'll tell you to go fuck yourself with a smile on their face, and you'll say thank you.
Or bless your heart.
Bless
your heart.
It means fuck you in your ass. That's what bless your heart means. It means fuck you in your ass without Vaseline. Yeah, exactly. No lube. Now, here is the object of Sandra's affection. This was a video. He did not know he was being recorded.
Uh-oh.
And this is making the rounds, this video. And it's very, very damning. In fact, it's been on the news twice. Listen to this. Pay close attention. Hold on. Why is there no sound to this?
I'm not sure.
Oh, hold on. Let's do this again.
Let me whisper a secret. You're one sexy kid. Don't tell mommy what I told you. You got it?
I'm recording.
Oh, you're recording. Not good at filming.
Recording. He didn't know he was. Did you hear what he said?
That fucking program.
Yes.
Oh, you're recording. Let's play it again. Watch this. This fucking creep.
Let me whisper a secret. You're one sexy kid. Don't tell mommy what I told you. You got it?
I'm recording.
Oh, you're recording. Not good at filming.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's the one creepy motherfucker.
And why isn't
Oh,
this
yeah.
son of a bitch in jail?
I want to know why the mother and father, by the way, who was standing right there, the father, listen to this one. The father is the one who recorded that.
Why didn't he do anything about it? Yeah.
What are you going to do? He's the president of the United States, surrounded by 50 guerrillas called the Secret Service. You don't fuck with them guys. They'll kill you. They're for real. Those guys don't play.
That's a shame, man.
They got one job. They got one job.
Yeah.
Protect that asshole. That's their only job. Protect him. Nothing else matters.
It's so sad what this country has come to. That just because I'm telling you, like, I have many children. I mean, I just don't have one. Being a pastor, you have many, and I know even with my own nieces and nephews, if somebody like, I would be beside myself.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tonight, Mia, you and I had discussions about what we were going to do tonight.
Right.
And we thought maybe we just, kind of wing it.
Right.
So this is what we're doing. I threw this show together today. And it didn't take me long at all. It took me about 15 minutes, maybe 20. We were going to just talk about some bullshit stuff tonight.
Right.
But I thought to myself, after seeing something on television, I thought to myself, we have to address this issue head on. Churches need to talk about this. Union Church needs to talk about this.
Absolutely.
The mega churches need to talk about this. Because I'm going to show you some stuff tonight that's going to curl your hair. Even you, Pastor, who has very little to start
My
with.
beard might curl.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
It is, the grays will curl up even more.
Exactly.
I think that's what'll happen too. Yeah.
By way of setting up tonight's discussion, and we're going to be here for a little bit, I'm going to show you some of the most famous and in some cases infamous television evangelists ever. Some of them you will know, Amelia. Some of them you will not, just based on your age.
Okay.
Because you're a mere child over here. Now, Pastor's younger than you, but he's an old soul and he studied in this particular field. Let's take a look at this, Pastor.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. We are looking at a guy named Joel Osteen.
Huh.
Okay. He's
Smiley.
one of those people that preaches the gospel of exclusion, the prosperity gospel. Be ye separate from them. Okay? How does the Bible say? Be of the world, but not be in the world, but not of the world. That's the gospel of exclusion. Why? Why is it? Here's why. Because to the detriment of everything, including the gospel, they are completely ostracizing their own flock for prosperity's
Well, it's
sake.
for money, yeah.
Yes.
That's what we're talking
They're
about.
brainwashing for money.
It's the prosperity gospel. The prosperity gospel is the gospel of exclusion. Why? Because they're separate and apart. They are the wealthy, they're the rich, that they don't talk or deal with peons like me and Amelia and you, okay? Because we're peons in their sight. And guess what? I'm proud to be so. Thank you very much. Joel Osteen, his church is the Houston Summit. It's a stadium.
Yes.
Okay, that is 75,000 seats. Is his church?
You know what's funny?
His
We have
church.
3,000 people in Clementon.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the whole village, in the town.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you look at all of his pictures, he looks like a fucking creep. That smile is just a creepy fucking smile.
Yeah.
Well, he's smiling. He's thinking to himself, here's what he's saying. He's going, that big fucking smile is, I screwed you motherfuckers. I got a lot of money.
It's really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You can't stand any better than that.
Yeah. That's Joel Osteen, the biggest of the criminals, in my opinion.
Oh, yes.
There's another one coming up I want you to see. Where is he? He's coming up here shortly. Let me see. Where did you go there? Oh, here you go. Here she is.
Joyce
Myers.
Yeah. Oh.
Another one. First of all, she calls herself a pastor.
No.
Which already is unscriptural.
She's not qualified. It's a man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you never would think a woman would want to. No.
She has no biblical authority.
No.
God chose men to preach. That's what it was.
Yep. She's one of these people that talks about, and she's a Southern woman. So she's another one of them that'll smile and tell you to go fuck yourself.
Bless your heart.
and she's got these lips that look like fucking duck lips. She looks like Howard the Duck. Remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember that movie, yes.
80s. That movie was a great movie, by the way.
Yeah. Starring Joyce Myers.
Go figure.
Yeah. This is Pastor Steve's favorite. Robert Tilton.
I wrote him as a kid. He sent me a prayer cloth, actually.
That's his claim to fame. Let me tell you. I want to tell you a little something about that prayer cloth there, Pastor. Let me give you a little. I'm going to give you a little lesson in those prayer cloths. If you sent Robert Tilton a letter or a donation, preferably a donation, he would send you. I can't make this up. He would send you a little cloth, and he would say it's blessed with holy oil. Okay, the same holy oil that anointed our Lord.
Oh, wow.
It gets good. Hold on. Somebody from inside his organization went in with a hidden camera for a news crew. Okay? They had a pair of glasses like this. And there was a camera in the middle of the glasses. And here's what they did. They showed the world more than 100 people sitting in a room at tables with stacks of cloth and eyedroppers. Were dropping eyedroppers of baby oil.
Oh no!
Prayer cloths. Baby oil.
Oh, that's.
You know what?
Oh, no.
It's cheap. Cheap baby oil. I can't make this up. How would I say it every week, folks? You can't make this shit up. You can't. Because wait a minute, we haven't even talked about Peter Popoff yet.
Oh, he's a character. That one.
Oh wait, we're going to talk about him. There was a movie made on him, and we're going to talk about it after this.
But that water, it was the
Leap of Faith with Steve.
Oh yes.
We're going to talk about that in a second. But Robert Tilton's claim to fame was, send me $1,000. If I can get 100 people to send me $1,000, well, praise God, we're going to do some miracles for the world, right? He sent you a prayer cloth that cost about 3 cents, okay? Because he had stacks of them. I mean, just hundreds of thousands of prayer cloths. And these little people were taking their little eyedroppers, right?
Yes.
Just dropping a little oil and a little oil.
Wow.
You can't make this up. You can't. But he was he ended up going to jail for a little bit. And believe it or not, I can't even believe this. He's still alive.
He's still doing ministry again, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who else is, too. We're going to talk about in a minute. The baker guy.
Oh, Jim?
Yeah, our favorite baker. Not my favorite baker.
He doesn't make any baked goods, does he?
No. Now, this is a guy from my day. Amelia, I'm going to give you a little history lesson here, Amelia, because you deserve a little history lesson. Back in the day, there was a movement, a religious movement called the Charismatic Movement. One of the leaders of the Charismatic Movement was the gentleman you're looking at, an old-fashioned Baptist preacher named Reverend Ike. Okay? You've heard me talk about Reverend Ike on the show.
Absolutely, yes.
You are now looking at Reverend Ike.
Oh.
He was one of the first people to preach the prosperity gospel. In case you're not looking at these pictures, Take a good look of him and next to his Rolls Royce, and him next to his other cars, and
that his congregation paid for, probably.
Yeah, and the building that he owned, and all this other stuff. Just hundreds of thousands of dollars in stuff that people donated to his church that enabled him to build this wealth.
Wow.
Now, I will say this, though. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. The late Reverend Ike, he passed away in 2006. Reverend Ike was at least entertaining. He was an entertaining liar, by God, and at least he made you laugh while he was taking your money. But Reverend Ike was one of the first of the old-time shysters, let's put it that way. Here, in my opinion, is a guy that doesn't get enough credit. His name is the Reverend Ernest Angley. Now, you remember him, Pastor?
Vaguely, I think I know the name.
He was based out of Philadelphia.
Angley?
Reverend Ernest Angley had a building in North Philly, of all places, which is predominantly black. And guess what? It was designed that way. Ernest Angley preached almost exclusively to black folk because he considered them dumb and stupid and naive. And he knew that black people loved the Lord. So much so that they would part with their hard-earned money. Okay?
A lot of them are struggling to live, and he would pray, P-R-E-Y, on them.
That's what they do. There's a movie out. It's an independent movie called Let Us Pray, P-R-E-Y. And it's based on these fucking horrible, miserable, cocksucking motherfuckers that prey on people's weakness, on their faith, on their money, on their desperation. I hate them all. And I don't use the word hate a lot, but I hate these people. I hate them. And they disgust me to the point of that nothing that can be done about it. And that's what really disgusts me more, that you can't do anything to stop them.
Yeah, they're allowed to get away with it.
The most notorious freaking frack, I called him. And I knew someone who knew both of these people very, very, very well. Jim and Tammy Baker. I knew a guy named Frank Yeager who used to work for the PTL club.
Yeager, I know. Yeah, we have a Yeager that's a member of Union, actually.
Okay.
That's something.
This guy was Frank Yeager from here in New Jersey. And he knew Jim and Tammy. He worked for them.
Very well.
He knew them very, very well. Tammy, of course, had cancer, passed away. God rest her soul. I hope that she's made amends, and I hope that her soul is purified now. Jim Baker's a piece of slime because this is the guy, and I want to remind everybody, in case you don't know, Jim Baker's the guy who went on television and said that he had an oil that could cure coronavirus. Okay? He held it up, a silver bottle. Nobody knows what was inside it. Because you're not required to list the ingredient.
Right.
The FDA shut his ass the fuck down so fast he could have heard a pin drop in that church. Folks, let me tell you what he was selling, in case you don't understand. He was selling nothing but water.
Wow.
Okay? Water. That's what was in this bottle. He was selling water for $75 a bottle. This big. And said it would cure coronavirus. Go back and look at the clip if you think I'm bullshitting. Google it. Jim Baker coronavirus cure. Google it.
Wow.
Can't make this shit up.
Wow.
Tammy Baker, she was just as bad. This is a woman who spent, I'm not making this up, folks, she spent $50,000 for a doghouse for her dog.
Wow.
It had air conditioning, heat. It had doors that the dog could go in and out of. It was like, it looked like people don't live this fucking good the way her dog lived. Okay. And this is a church that built a $6 million amusement park. Okay. A $6 million amusement park called Liberty Land, in conjunction with your friend Jerry Falwell, right? Which you're going to see him tonight too.
We're up for a commercial break, by the way.
Not right now, Amelia. We're going to bypass that commercial.
Okay, perfect.
Because we got too much going on here. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, I feel generous tonight, and so do our sponsors. We're going to give you a commercial-free show.
Perfect.
We will only pause for station ID. So, we got somebody in the chat room. Who's in the chat? Leon's here. Ernest Ainsley where was he, Leon? In Cleveland in the 80s. Yes, he was from Philadelphia. That's a fact. He was here every weekend. And you're right, he moved to Cleveland, Ohio back in the 80s. Then I think they finally got fed up with him there too. I digress. Anyway, Tammy Baker was as culpable as her husband because she knew better. She kept the secrets. So she was just as bad. Do I feel sorry for the woman? I absolutely do. She's gone now. This guy is the most egregious of them all. This is the Reverend Jerry Falwell. And I use the word reverend very, very loosely. There's nothing reverend about him. He was a slime ball. Apparently, so was his son. Apparently, so was his daughter-in-law. The daughter-in-law cheated on Jerry Falwell Jr. Now he's trying to make amends by finally doing the right thing. So maybe there's one Falwell that's going to do the right thing. But this piece of shit, talk about underhanded, he single-handedly stole the PTL club from Jim and Tammy Baker. You know how he did it? By using the law. By using the law against Jim and Tammy Baker and using the law for his own gain, Jerry Falwell he became the trustee of the PTL club. And then he became the head of its board of directors, and Jimmy and Tammy Baker were out. They were out. And then that's when really their descent into hell began. What a scumbag this guy was. Total scumbag. Wow. Got one more for you. There he is. This guy is just evil. Yeah. Amelia, I want you to take a look at some of the faces on this man.
Okay.
His name is Kenneth Copeland.
Oh, yes. I've heard the name.
Yes, you have. You heard it from me. Kenneth Copeland, you're going to see a video of him tonight, too. Kenneth Copeland is straight up demonic. His eyes turn black. I've watched his eyes turn black. He's got crystal blue eyes. Yeah. But when he becomes possessed by that energy, and it's happened to him, you're going to see it. You're actually going to see it happen. He's evil. This is part of why I say this is the new religion of exclusion. You have to make a certain amount of money to join Kenneth Copeland's church. You got to make over $500K a year to join his church. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And he requires you to tithe. But guess what? Tithing's not in the Bible.
No.
What they talk about in the Bible about tithing, it's completely misunderstood and taken out of context. There's nothing in the Bible that says you got to tithe 10%. Nowhere. It's completely taken out of context. We're going to do a whole show on it. This is Kenneth Copeland. He's just evil. He's just an evil guy. Yeah. And you're going to see Kenneth Copeland in action tonight. I wanted to set the tone for the night. because I'm pissed off and I'm angry, and I'm angry at the church, all churches, and I'm angry with spirit, all spirit, and I'm angry at God, and I'm a little pissed off at God, and I'm sure he feels the same way about me. But then again, to whom much is given, much is required, and nothing's been really given much to me. I don't have much, you know. What's required of me is to love God and love my neighbor. That's harder to do. Loving God's easy. Loving my neighbor is really difficult.
We all do. We all go through that.
Yeah, because people today are fucking incorrigible. The people today are hateable.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I don't use that term loosely.
It's very true. And then we have to realize, we have to come back that people are just possessed by Satan's possessing them.
Oh, absolutely.
I watched something earlier this morning about people dealing with demonic possession more so nowadays than ever. And when you're a believer, I know for me that I keep my distance with certain people. Now I'll minister to them.
Yes.
I know how to keep that professional distance and not allow myself to have their energy attach. Yeah. Because, you know, Jesus said, you are the light of the world. So we should love all, set the example, but don't allow yourself to fall into that trap. Yeah. You know, you have to self-preservation to serve others.
We're going to take a commercial ID right now. We'll be right back, folks. Give us 30 seconds.
What's Buzz Podcast wants to welcome Radioactive FM 88.6 in Wellington, New Zealand, Radio Perth, Australia, and RTL Radio 102.5 in Milan, Italy. Welcome aboard, and welcome to the Buzz.
How did God become a bigot? Tonight's show, the new religion of exclusion, joined by Pastor Steve Kwiatkowski and the Pitbull herself, Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, the mouth of the South herself. I am the Mad Dog, and tonight we are going to take a ride on the darker side of religion. You're going to see why people don't go to church anymore. You're going to witness why people don't go to church anymore, and why God himself isn't trusted. Right. And why God isn't trusted, you're going to see. Let's just do that from the get-go, and we'll stop this along the way. Let's take a look at this. Okay.
What are you coming up here to do? You want to come take over the service? Huh? Over the service. What do you want? What? I just want a prayer, man. Get out of here.
That
Steve Anderson.
You know him?
I do know him.
Where's he from?
He's from Arizona.
He's from Arizona?
Yep.
Do me a favor. Can you get him on the phone? Because I want to tell him that he's a piece of fucking shit.
He is.
Okay?
Yeah, I know of him. I don't know him personally, but I know of him. That's faithful work church.
Amelia, what's that noise coming from your mic?
No, it's hold on a second.
Okay. So, did you know this guy then? Okay.
Yeah, he's not a good person. He's
not.
He's evil. I know who he is.
I want to smack the fuck out of this motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, the way he's talking like that.
People get out of his church and everything else.
Wait a minute. This is just part of a video. Yeah. They had 7 people escorting this man out of this church.
It's sad.
Do you know what he said? The man? When your friend here?
Well, he's not my friend.
Said, what do you want? You know what the guy said? Prayer.
Yep.
He wanted prayer.
This guy is what you call the Messiah complex.
Oh, wait, you're going to hear it too. Watch.
Can I get a little grace? No, you can't. No, you get out of here. Get him out of here. Drag this bozo out. Pull him out. Hey, help him out. Get him out. And you know what? If anybody wants to come up here and take over the service, we'll throw you out of here, buddy. This church is not a free-for-all. This isn't an open mic. This isn't a karaoke bar. Okay? I'm the man of God here. I meet the qualifications. I run this church. And if you don't like it, then get out. This is not some church where every first-time visitor and brand new believer and people who've never even read the Bible are going to come up and take over the service.
His name's Steve Anderson?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve Anderson, I'm going to make sure you get a copy of this show tonight because I got a word for you. In fact, I got a couple of words for you. Fuck you, you piece of shit, cocksucker homo. Fuck you, asshole. You don't deserve to be in a church, you cocksucker. Fuck you.
He's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
He's a fucking pussy, is what he is. A big hairy snatch is what he is.
Yeah, he's evil.
Okay?
Very evil person.
He's a pruny vagina. Fuck him.
Not happening. Okay? If you want that kind of watered down leadership, go to some house church with your Amish buddies and sit around. Hey, sit down.
There will be 50 people give $1,000 and do it right now or I am finished.
I want you to listen to that again.
His face is evil.
Oh, wait, he's evil.
Yeah.
I'm not worth your Gucci.
Come on, man.
You can buy a Movado watch in Sam's.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
And y'all know I asked for one last year. Here it is the whole way in August. I still ain't got it. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
I kind of find this guy a little humorous. I'm going to tell you why. Because his congregation, he thinks his congregation promised him a Gucci watch last year.
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
Or several months back.
Yeah.
Okay. Now he's calling him on it. Where's my Gucci?
Yeah.
This is what he's talking about. He wants his designer Rolex or watch or whatever.
Let me kick down the door and talk to my cheap sons and daughters. I don't want to hear no more excuses about what y'all can't afford. You can't afford it because you don't see the value here.
Yes.
Okay. This is Kenneth Copeland. You're going to witness something. I had to watch this 3 or 4 times to realize what was going on.
Yeah.
He's speaking in a combination of a demonic language and he's speaking backwards. Huh. You hear what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. He's speaking backwards. Listen and pay no attention to the words on the screen.
Sigama. Tevrema po brevejdiš sinmahantetke. Enge und genyandos doxisik pukula namen vremenesto. Stelogla hamalana lelo lendile enkren in stelest karatak. Katarak selech ni nerne gelit nello lel analama halgolich. Počine mir me mandal gukis godzona inde no oegne. Eknet na hamlish chid gever bo Mohammed.
Are you hearing what's happening here? Yeah. He's speaking in a demonic tongue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, we all know what comes out of the Middle East is satanic.
Mm-hmm.
The truth.
By the way, you heard him twice mention the word Google.
Yeah.
Google.
Google.
Okay? Look at the word. It's Google.
Mm-hmm.
It's pronounced Google. Okay? You know what Google is? It's an incantation for Satan. Right. You see what the caption says? Mega church pastors. It's all about Jesus. It's also about mega church pastors. Read it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says right there.
Thank God at the end of the day that the Lord chose me to be an Anglican priest. Simple, to the point. And
this
I look at this, it's like
church is a 50,000 seat arena. That's his church.
River today, November 9th, 2023.
Jordan River.
Che hai da tanto sfungsiumma?
Yeah. Okay.
Get right with Jesus Christ now.
Who's that dude?
Everything that we...
Okay. I must warn people about this upcoming clip, and it's quite important. The woman that you're listening to here, she's a member of the Rothschild family.
Oh,
she is a straight up Rothschild. You're going to hear her talk about what they do for fun. Okay? It's not fun. You have been warned. Okay? Get the small kids out of the room. Let's continue.
Everything that we do, the babies we eat,
Yes, she said that. The babies we eat. Okay? Barbara Marx Hubbard is a direct relative of the Rothschilds.
So is Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, absolutely she is.
Yep.
Absolutely. You see it right there. When we're playing, there's no...
It kind of looks like Hillary in the face. Look at that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But here we go. The babies that we eat. Let's play it again.
everything that we do, the babies we eat,
See, their colors are coming out. They can't even keep their own secret any longer. These are the side effects of living these satanic lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
You start glitching, you start going crazy. It's this paranoia about being the most powerful, intelligent, and cunning person.
And where did we just see that, Pastor? Your friend Peter Anderson, Steven Anderson, whatever.
Steven Anderson. I actually found out about him years ago on YouTube. He started his church in a little tiny storefront.
Yeah.
And it was a small congregation.
Mm-hmm.
The power started getting to his head. He's like, and as clergy, we call that the Messiah complex.
Uh-huh.
People that put themselves in place of God. This guy got power hungry. He's a narcissist to the point that he now has to feed his ego by putting others down. He's mentally ill, and honestly, he's a very dangerous individual.
Oh, absolutely.
Evil to the core.
You hear this young lady here speaking truth.
You start going crazy. It's this paranoia about being the most powerful, intelligent, and cunning person. It's like eventually that's the very thing that will ruin you. Pride, arrogance, that's what it is. Like this mentality of you being superior. You don't achieve Christ consciousness by forcing it. It's the opposite. You allow it, but no, you needed to do it by force and reap the consequences. Lay in that bed that you made for yourself.
Anyone else ready for the rapture? I know I am. I'm tired of it here. And I'm mainly tired of because of the religious zealots. The kind that sit there and can't even keep their religion to themselves, you know. God, come get your people. Take them away. They fucking shit up again. See, he ain't listening. I'm talking about the people.
Did you hear what she said? God, come and get your people that fucking shit up again.
Yes.
And guess what? She's 100% right.
Many are called, few be chosen.
Uh-huh. Well, they need to we're going to talk about that too. Hearing the voice of God, knowing the voice of God. Because I've never heard it and I don't know it. And I'll tell you straight up, I've never heard it, I don't know it.
It can be audible or it can be done in signs.
I have been waiting my whole life to hear that voice. And I've not heard it yet.
The vision years ago that happened to me, remember, are you hungry?
Are you hungry? Yeah.
That was audible. And I seen his face. That was
and if
Christ's
I
face.
did hear the voice of God, I wasn't aware that it was the voice of God. Let's put it that way.
That happened in that vision. Just once.
Yep.
People out here that haven't even read the fucking Bible. They're just going on whatever preacher, whatever person's opinion of the Bible was. They're not forming their own, which is a big problem. You know what I mean? Like, y'all can't even damn think for yourself. And you call other people sheep. Yet you say the Lord's Prayer where it says you are his sheep and he is your shepherd. Again, make it make sense. If you cannot live by your Bible, then you cannot force other people to live by your Bible. Like, make it make sense. This is the reason why I don't understand it. You religious zealots. Y'all are the problem. Yo, we need a rapture. Y'all need to fucking leave. Y'all are basically sitting here trying to create another Dark Ages. Stop. That's how you stifle innovations. Your God knows we're tired of y'all. I need to fucking leave. So pray for that rapture.
Hey, TikTok. I'm here with a, Bible-beaten neighbor of mine that I love to really...
It's pretty bad when even old people are fucking mean, miserable, and nasty.
Fuck with sometimes. So I asked him, how come, you know, in the 10 Commandments, there isn't a commandment that says, thou shalt not poison the earth? So his response was, God gave us dominion over all the earth, so we're allowed to kill animals and etc. And I said, oh, well, what about thou shalt not enslave people? Wouldn't God want that? His answer was, God says the owner should treat his slaves like everyone else, and the slave should obey, because by this, they will both get their way into heaven. Yeah. More to come, because I can't stop asking this guy questions.
What you're referring to is Hamas's old charter, which was changed in 2017. But in that old charter, they referred to that day of judgment, end times prophecy that Zionists believe in. So in a weird, twisted way, what Hamas's old charter said about exterminating Jews is what Zionists want to happen to Jews.
And while a pregnancy might have been difficult on a...
Now, let me explain to you what's going on with this chick. Because she's like might be the craziest of the crazy. Okay, this is a woman. She's a school teacher. God help us. But she's also one of these morally uprighteous individuals who feels like it's her place, you know, to wave her hand across the world, and everybody has to listen. Okay, listen to this woman. And her, quote, facts, unquote, because not a word of what she said is factual. I checked it today.
Zionists want to happen to Jews.
And while a pregnancy might have been difficult on a 10-year-old body, a woman's body is designed to carry life. That is a biological fact. It is not designed to have disgusting death instruments remove her preborn child from her womb. Both situations would be difficult, but we know for a fact that every single time life wins. And
she said the word fact 3 times already. So about a 10-year-old girl that's pregnant, and she's calling her a woman.
That's stupid.
Okay? She's calling a 10-year-old girl a woman. I'll play it back from the beginning for you. Because I want you to hear... Just hear this.
Biological fact. It is not designed to have disgusting death instruments remove her preborn child from her womb. Both situations would be difficult, but we know for a fact that every single time life wins. And that, again, is a statistical fact.
She used the word fact 7 times. In a 39-second clip. Okay? I checked her facts. Not one of her facts is a fact. Not one.
Well, yeah, she was a bit much. Now, life.
Do you think?
I don't. You know, I'm extremely pro-life.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah. But you know, yeah, her. Where was she? I know I've seen her face before.
I don't know, maybe at the Philadelphia Zoo.
This looks familiar. Now,
if she's one of our people from Jersey, God help us over. No wonder we're fucked.
Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. And so that's where I always go back. God knows. Should you know? I leave it up to the individual to make their choice. I mean, as far as my stance, you know. But I've actually had people who were members of my parish that came to me and said, Pastor, I had an abortion. I need grace. I need love.
Right.
You know, and I've literally, you know, God forgive. God knows your heart, you know. Does God want you to have an abortion? Absolutely not, because it's murder. I mean, that's what the Bible teaches. But we should always be open arms to forgive someone and extend grace.
Yes.
Not everyone has the ability to have a child and take care of it. Abortion is, you're looking at a guy who paid for an abortion, so I have very strong feelings on this. And it was my sister's abortion. So understand that I'm not going to dog anybody that has an abortion, and I'm certainly not going to call them a murderer. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but there are some people who just can't have that kid.
Sure, there's been certain people that can die even trying to bear a child. I mean, there's been instances
women died regularly in childbirth.
That was the problem with that one woman that came to me and she said, I had to or I would have died. And I said, look, God knows your heart. Pray on it and, work it out with the Lord. I mean,
work it out with fear and trembling.
That's it. Each individual should do that.
Exactly. Let's take a look at
the Christian Taliban. This is the era of Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism is on the rise, and people are thirsty for it. They are hungry for this. And we are.
Okay. What he already said is blatantly false. I checked it today. I actually went on Google, and I searched Christian nationalism. It's on the rampant decline, not incline.
The thing is that just because you look, and no disrespect, but people who are of a minority group can be proud of their race.
Sure.
Why can't whites be proud of our race?
Absolutely.
But yet, if you are white, proud of your race, and proud of being Christian, you're automatically a nationalist.
Yeah.
But that's the leftist ideology.
Of course it is.
And they want that because they don't want anybody coming to Christ.
Remember what the name of the show is, Pastor? The Religion of Exclusion.
That's exactly right.
And how did God become a bigot?
Yep. That's it.
You're finding out, you're learning, folks. You're understanding now in full technicolor how God,
the Christian Taliban. And we will not stop until The Handmaid's Tale is a reality. And even worse than that,
these people,
to be honest. Yes, we do have to start rolling back. There was this article from The Atlantic where it's like, well, Alito is on a mission to roll back the rights of women, to roll back the past 100 years of rights that were given to women. Yes, that is what we're doing. And it's only going to get worse for you from here.
Well, a leading Saudi academic has proposed to relocate the body of
This one's interesting. No, what he was talking about was the guy that was doing this radio show. He's an extreme fundamentalist. Like the Bible is verbatim, letter to letter. That's what they believe. Okay, which we know it's not. It's a guidebook. You can't. And I'll argue this point with pastors, with professors, with lay people. The Bible cannot be taken literally. You can't. You'll die trying to live the literal Bible life. You will die.
Christ spoke in hyperboles, and
which
is basically
lessons,
lessons
and stories,
and they're. So I always say the Bible is God's truth. Better than when we say that because it's our guidebook, and instead of saying God's word. Now we talk about the Old Testament as far as the Torah is concerned. Like Genesis, a lot of it would have been like whispered down the late oral tradition. But there are guidelines. And there's over 600, laws as far as the Mosaic laws are concerned.
Sure.
And that's why Christ came. He said, look, you can't follow all these. If you've broken one, you've broken the law.
Well, and that's kind of a blanket statement. That gives somebody with my mindset the mindset to say, well, fuck it then. I may as well just break them all then. Well, if I broke one, I may as well break them all. What the fuck?
Right. And he said then the first and great commandment, you said it tonight. You should love love Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. The second
is
like unto it, to love your neighbor as yourself. those, you know, because he realized, look, you couldn't follow those 600 old laws. The Jews still try. They're still trying.
Right.
And look what good it did them.
Yeah.
Look at them now.
Yeah.
Or confuse a kid when they're little trying to pray to God when they're little, and then somebody so-called all Christian says, okay, how do you say your prayers? And they say, well, I say the Our Father, and then I say, God bless mommy, daddy, and family. And it says, and I love you, God. And then she turns around and says, why do you say I love you to God? You shouldn't say I love you to God. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Why? Confuses a child.
Well, that's why the Lord said, you know, that he would be in the hearts of mankind, because they kept going to the temple trying to so when the congregation leaves the church building, it's an empty building. Now God's living on our hearts through the Holy Spirit.
This is an interesting story here coming up. This made world news also.
Yeah.
And if you haven't heard this is kind of getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
The Muhammad, the leader of the Muslim faith.
Fucking pervert is what he was.
Right. Well,
Child
he was absolutely a pedophile, absolutely a child molester, absolutely a hedonist. We know that.
Yep.
But he's dead.
Yeah. Christ is alive.
They're all dead except for Christ.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. They're thinking about moving his body. Okay? I'm going to set the story up for you here. He is the most beloved prophet in the Muslim world. To move his body would be like sacrilege, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, take a listen to this.
Prophet Muhammad in a move that is expected to draw an angry response from the Muslim world under the controversial proposal the tomb of Islam's prophet could be destroyed and his body removed to an anonymous grave in the nearby Al-Bari cemetery.
Yeah.
Guys, this day...
Let's talk about this for a minute. What do you think? In fact, you know what? Let's do this. Let me pull this down. What do you think, Pastor?
Oh, what I think about that? Islam is on the rise right now. I mean, it's poor England. You know, we have beautiful, you know, being an Anglican priest, I appreciate my ancestry through the church and our lineage. Christianity was attacked then. This is why we had the Crusades, right? During the time when the church had to rise up. People say, oh, well, you Christians did bad things to Islam. Do they forget what Islam was doing to Christians, how they were murdering Christians then? And then the church rose up, you know, during the time of the Templar to protect the church. It's happening again today. They are taking our churches. See, Satan is very subtle.
Oh, boy.
You know, and they have a subtle way to reach people. Like he did in the garden. Eat of the fruit, ye shall not die. Well, you know what? They're having a movement of subtlety. You know, when the devil wants you, he caresses your soul. So that's what's happening with Islam nowadays. And the rise of Islam is a sign of the times. What does the Bible say? That the Antichrist will come from the Middle East. And they're in China's in bed with them. So what's going on right now and what we're seeing in instances like this is all prophetic.
Well, let's talk about that statement that you made. The Antichrist will come from the Middle East. And we've known that for... Yeah. Because if you read the Bible, you understand it. Who on the horizon matches that criteria? First of all, do you think that he's here now?
I do.
Okay. If you were to venture...
I don't know who he is, but I
have an idea. That's what I was going to ask you.
I have
if you had to venture, give me like 2-3 guesses.
I believe Obama's connected directly.
I'm with you on that.
That's what I was gonna say is Obama.
I do believe that, and there's somebody else too that I forget the name, but anyway, I'm going to go toward Obama with that one. His direct connection.
A lot of people, Rev, are talking about our buddy Elon Musk.
You know, and I mentioned that last time. I think too. I mean, because again, Satan is subtle. He's very subtle.
Very subtle, and he's doing some good things. Remember something. Satan can do good things.
Absolutely.
And you know, he can.
He's all about feeling
people,
good, giving you some security blanket.
Do people understand, Pastor, what Satanism really is?
It's all about feeling good.
That's exactly what it is.
Feel good.
Satanism is all about pleasure.
And that's what these churches are going
about pleasure.
That's what they're teaching. They're not teaching the conviction of your sins, to listen to that inner feeling. You know, when we're convicted of something, you know, we want to change, right? That's the word paranoia means, to repent, go toward God, come away from what you were doing that separates you from God. These churches are just telling people they're fine the way they are.
You just said it. It's up on the screen. The new religion of exclusion, separation.
Correct.
That's what we've been talking about this all night.
And it's from the true gospel of what the Bible teaches.
Exactly. People don't understand just how dire. And first of all, let me apologize, folks. I get very passionate about this subject matter. And I said some things about Pastor Anderson, whoever the hell he is. I don't know you, Pastor Anderson. I don't like you.
He's a
I haven't wished you ill, and I haven't wished you death. I would never, ever, God forbid, ever do that. But I don't like you.
I don't like you
I
either,
think somebody should.
Commanded to love you.
Right.
And I think somebody should bitch slap you.
Yeah.
But
teach them how to preach.
For those of you who may have been offended by my language, I did issue a disclaimer tonight. But I also want to apologize if I've offended anybody. Because I have a higher moral compass in this house, besides myself. And I can already hear my wife. Anyway, that's for you, Nita. But we have some other things to take a look at here. Let's take a look at this.
Center Rising Generations is where one same-sex couple used to send their child.
This is one of the most bizarre stories I have ever heard. And I want you to, as a pastor now, as a pastor, I want you to chime in on this and just let it roll when nobody's going to say anything till it's done.
But that all changed a few weeks ago when the director of the daycare left them a disturbing voicemail.
It was an early February morning when Kelly Gibbs got a voicemail from her child's daycare.
It was the director, Kamisha Munford from Rising Generations, who left a very disturbing message, and the phone conversation was equally as disturbing, telling me that she was a prophet from God and that we needed to split up.
That voicemail shared with Fox 5 by the family.
Hi, Mrs. Gibbs. This is Miss Kamisha calling from Rising Generations. I'm so sorry to have to call you this late and to be calling you from my personal private cell phone, but I had to call to let you know that I'm a prophet, and God often speaks to me through dreams and visions.
That would be my first red flag. I'm a prophet, and God often speaks to me in dreams and visions. Hold on, pastors. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. Not a word.
Are going in my head.
I know. That's why I know you.
Digesting everything.
I know you. I know you a long time. You know? Amelia, I know when his eyes get a certain look, I know this kid.
Oh, the wheels are turning. You can see it.
Let it roll. Okay, so now you know where we're at, okay? She's a prophet, and she gets her visions and dreams. Okay.
This kind of prophet.
Exactly.
And the word of the Lord says that God wants you and your wife to split up. And I am so sorry to have to tell you this. I also speak in tongues. I pray in tongues.
The nature of the message.
She spoke in tongues there for, of course it's gibberish, a vain repetition.
Well, the Bible, again, the scripture says that one must require an interpreter. Paul said that, and yet we were already giving the language. We have the tongue of Anglo-Saxon.
Actually,
that is our tongue.
Absolutely,
that we learn to pray in.
Yeah.
And then someone else might have the tongue of Spanish, and so on and so forth.
Well, listen
and
to
all
this.
this tongue business. It's just I'm always.
Well, I got a woman here that's a lion tongue. Listen to this shit.
The message itself was so dark and disturbing that we were like, what the, you know?
She listened to it, and then there we sat and stared at each other for the next half hour of, what should we do? She can't go back to school there, right?
The family says the daycare is not religious, and there has never been any indication of disapproval toward the couple's same-sex marriage.
I personally had interaction with her at least 3 times a week, and never anything. So completely out of the dark.
Not even as much of a have a blessed day. So this came out of left field.
On its website, Rising Generation says it follows federal civil rights laws, stating it does not discriminate on the basis of race, religion, national origin, or sex. We tried several times to speak with the director, Kamisha Munford, but she was not at the daycare. Her father and one of the owners of Rising Generations was, yet he had no comment or statement for us. But that voicemail.
I'm not sorry that God has spoken this word to me, but I am sorry that I had to deliver it to you.
She says, I'm not sorry that God spoke these words to me, but I'm sorry I had to deliver it to you. Huh. Okay. All right. Now, Amelia, I am going to acquiesce to Pastor Steve because he's chomping over here.
Go for it.
So, Pastor, have at it, my friend.
A biblical marriage, as far as what the scripture refers to, is to, procreate.
Husband and wife, a man and a woman.
They can procreate. Now, there's also been the argument for years about David and Jonathan having a covenant. Was it a brotherly covenant or was it more? Is there more definitions of the word eunuch? Eunuch, the scripture says that there are those who are born eunuchs and those who are made to be eunuchs.
Right.
Paul also speaks about the thorn in his side.
Right.
And we just said to work out one's salvation with fear and trembling.
Yep.
I believe in the traditional definition of marriage because marriage was ordained by God for a man and a woman to procreate. And so when it comes to that, my approach, though, if in fact God did speak to her in some way, I would have literally...
Big if, brother. It's a big if.
Big if. Because, you never know. But I would have just called that person. That's impulsive. I would have actually befriended them and said, hey, come over. Maybe we'll do dinner sometime.
That's a very good point. Let me just add one thing to this in case you didn't hear the reporter. This phone call was made at 3:10 a.m.
Oh my God.
Okay. At 3:10 in the morning.
Well, that's the
exactly. No accidents here. There's no accidents that it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, it's the witching hour. We know that.
Exactly. So you get where we're going with this.
Yeah.
People need to understand that what we're talking about here, this is for real.
Yeah.
I have a unique perspective on this. I have both the heterosexual traditional viewpoint.
I support both sides.
But if 2 people love each other, if 2 women, and you saw that the 2 women in that clip,
let them work it out with God. That's all you can do.
And here's who is to say that they don't love each other?
Only God knows. And
who is to say that 2 men can't love each other? We know that men and men slept together in that day. We know women and women slept together in that day. We know that.
And I say, you know what?
And we know that they had carnal relationships. We know that.
Let them work it out with God.
And not one of them was killed or stoned for it.
Well, even what he said when they were trying to throw the stone at the prostitute, Jesus said, stop. He without sin shall cast the first stone.
Exactly.
And if he appeared to Mary Magdalene at the tomb, out of everybody, who was the prostitute.
But remember something, though. Prostitution was a crime in that time.
Sure.
Prostitutes were considered criminals, therefore they were punished. 2 gay people in that time, they didn't know what gay was, but 2 women together or 2 men together, they were not breaking the law.
No,
because they were loving or whatever. They were. You can't define love for somebody.
No, and I say
you can't.
If you are gay in a relationship or you're in a straight relationship, my advice is this: to work out your salvation with fear and trembling, either side.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
Yeah.
If you have Christ in your heart, that's really what matters.
Yeah.
Work it out with him. Now, should we call a marriage a marriage? Now I'm just telling you what the Bible teaches.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do believe two people can love one another no matter who they are. So
sure.
And if you were ever to come to visit Union Church, we would accept you, and you could come up and have communion. I mean, we welcome all.
Mm-hmm.
So you work it out with God, and God knows your heart. I mean, that's it.
I'm not going to mention the name of it, but there's a church in Tennessee that has a questionnaire before you can even join. And one of the questions, I can't make this shit up. You can't make it up, folks. One of the questions on the questionnaire is, have you ever had homosexual sex? Have you ever had homosexual tendencies?
That's nobody's
Have
business.
you ever had homosexual tendencies?
Have you ever? Business.
And they ask you like a fucking litany of questions.
That's a cult church. That's what it sounds like.
No, it's a Baptist church. I can tell you.
Really? Have you ever been a lesbian?
No.
Okay, there you go. Simple. You could come into the church then. Yeah. But if you ever thought about having a sex with a woman, then you can't come in.
Listen.
Because then you would be a heathen. That's the mindset.
Oh, even if we drank alcohol, we're heathens.
Mindset. This is what we're talking about.
You drink alcohol, you're going to hell. To me.
Oh, wait a minute.
I drink. Well, I mean, I have
wine. Yes.
Not in Tennessee, brother, because I got news for you. The Protestants are going in the front door, and the Baptists are going in the back door. And they meet in the middle. All the drunks. After church on Sunday, after Bible study on Wednesday night, they're all at the watering hole getting drunk together.
But yet they'll preach against drinking.
Thank you.
Yeah. And there's some cities that are dry cities.
Hypocrisy. Because Jesus sat and drank with everybody.
Yes.
He drank wine.
And he broke bread.
A Cana, right?
That's his first miracle.
His mother came to him and said, Jesus, we're out of wine.
We need more wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he turned that water into wine. And so, look.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I'm going to ask you a question about that.
Yeah.
Some people have an alternate view of the wedding at Canaan, because Jesus said to Mary, my time has not yet come.
Right.
Okay. What the fuck was he talking about? My time has not yet come.
I guess for his what's the word I want to use?
Because she's asking him to, can you get us some wine? Because they were out of wine, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was. He would only know what that means. As far as his crucifixion now, I don't know.
No, this was early.
Maybe his time to marry?
That's what I'm going with, because you and I did that show about Jesus being married. Some people argue the point that it was his wedding. It was his wedding the wedding at Canaan was Jesus' wedding to Mary.
Yeah, there's been that recently.
Because they knew each other for since they were little kids.
I'll say this much. Time will reveal, and it's revealing a lot in these days.
Well, speaking of that, Pastor, you're just where I want you to go with that. We have a very, very special. Amelia, you should have said this already. We have you're slipping, kid. We have a very special. Why don't you tell them? You know what? Then I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself.
You were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Since when?
Since you told me not to.
I never stopped you before, kid. Go ahead, tell everybody.
Well, on next week, November 20th, we're going to be doing an open forum about being thankful, or pretty much anything we want to do about, open forum again.
Good.
And the 21st, we're going to be doing our show on Tuesday about being thankful.
We have a couple of shows. I'm going to do something a little different. You know, where Amelia and I are going to do Monday's show is going to be called, it's kind of an open forum, but it's going to be called The Good News.
The Good News.
We're going to find some news stories in the news that reflect positive, rather than all the negative that we see.
Nowadays, that's like finding a needle in a haystack.
Well, we're going to look.
For example, you would be a part of that good news because everything you do for the community.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
You done sucking up now?
Are you seeing what I have to deal with?
Good, you love her because she's a pain in my balls.
Yeah, see what I have to deal with. And then on the 27th, and then November 27th and 28th, we're going to be doing a 2-part special on the Vatican.
There you go.
That'll be
That's why we're getting into it, because you know we talked about Jesus being married. I said to you privately before, and we talked about it publicly, I believe in my heart and soul that Jesus Christ was married.
Yes.
Of course, his name wasn't Christ. Christ means Messiah or chosen one. That's what the word Christ means. It means the chosen. And that's from the Hebrew. But if we talk about Jesus as a person, forget for one moment that he was the incarnate God. He was also a man. And if he was God, as we believe he was, and he was man, he would have to do the things that men did. Get married, get angry, have sex, reconcile, have children. He would have to do all the things that a man did if he were truly man and God. He would, if he didn't, then that changes the whole narrative of the Bible. Then it's all bullshit.
You know, it's funny. Those of us who are Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out for a minute. I'm not, look, this is off the cuff. This is not the Bible, but I will say this as a human.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to, don't even call me Pastor Steve, Father Steve. Don't do it. I'm going to say this on a human level.
Go for it.
Just thinking outside the box for a minute. It would be interesting to see everybody who's a Christian in the world and find out that they were actually the blood lineage of him, if that were the case.
Thank you. Let me tell you, I'm going to...
We can use that form of predestination, if you will, if that ties in.
I have a huge bone to pick right now. I watched a show this week called Mysteries of the Faith.
Mm-hmm.
They had 3 things. They had 7 objects. 3 of them I seriously question. They have the quote unquote, the Holy Grail. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
And it's a chalice, is what they say. But this chalice is ornate and with gold, and it's so ornate. It's not the kind of chalice that Jesus and his buddies would drink from. First of all, we know historically the chalice that Jesus drank from. That chalice was not a golden chalice.
The one we use at the altar is what he would have used at the church,
and
it's actually pottery.
Well,
we use or carved wood.
That's what it was. It was. We know this. We know factually from history that chalice that Jesus drank from was a wooden cup. And it wasn't a stemmed cup. It was a cup. Okay? It was a cup. A wooden fucking cup. Okay? That was the first thing that I had a problem with. Because they brought this big fucking ornate chalice out. I said, there's no way that Jesus ever drank from that.
No, he was the poorest of the poor, yet he was God.
Exactly. The other thing is
he wouldn't have used.
They presented what they believed that they want you to believe. Is the crown of thorns. Not happening.
Who did this? Who says this?
The church, the Catholic Church.
They can say a lot of things, but I wouldn't even. My grandfather was
That's
very
why we're
anti-Roman
doing
Catholic.
That's why
He
we're
was
doing the
Protestant.
church. That's why we're doing the show.
The Vatican.
Secrets of the Vatican.
Cool. That'll be cool. I think I'm digging it.
Because I'm going to show clips from this fucking thing.
I'm digging this. Yeah, let's check it out.
I get very passionate about this.
Yeah, you do. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, me too. I think it's cool. I mean, it's kind of really cool.
I get worked up.
Yeah, because you want people to know the truth and quit telling the lies.
I work my faith with fear and trembling every
Amen.
day.
Amen.
And you know why?
Amen.
Because in an instant, God could say, guess what? You're done.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like that.
But I question God and I fight with God. And if I don't fight with him, I'm not communicating with him. Am I lying? It's the truth.
Yes.
I just know your personality. I can.
That's me. I go for a walk every day, and in fact, I ran into Chris today.
Do you know he tried asking me to take him down to the social services office after I was on him for 3 weeks straight?
Yeah.
He kept giving me an excuse. It had to get almost below zero the other night.
Yeah.
For him to text me, what a quakey thing.
Yeah.
Take me to social services. I'm sorry, I can't. I was in the middle of painting my house.
Gee.
But I kept on him.
I saw him today.
What did he say?
We were talking about this stuff.
I prayed for him, and Chris, if
They
you're
say
watching,
he's got to go to the hospital. We'll talk about it off the air. Yeah, but we're doing 2 nights of Secrets of the Vatican.
Cool.
The first show was called Secrets of the Vatican. The second one is Inside the Vatican, what the church doesn't want you to know.
That evil.
Because I will tell you something. Oh, I firmly believe
satanic, that man.
I believe the church, the Catholic Church, was set up as a hierarchy for the devil.
Oh,
I believe.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
The 7 Hills of Rome.
How about it?
Okay,
I believe it.
The 7 Hills of Rome. You get Amelia, do that one time. Just Google that. The 7 Hills of Rome. Say, Google the 7 Hills of Rome and say, what does it mean?
Yeah, it's like the 7 layers of hell, basically.
Well, not so much, but
I mean, it matches up to that in a way.
That ballpark, though. But yeah. Here's the thing: we do a lot of shows here that incite controversy. I do that for a reason, folks. It's all on purpose. It's all designed to get you to think, to talk, to debate, to argue with each other, with me, with Amelia, with Pastor Steve. Everything I do is very, very deliberate.
I was going to say that word.
Yeah, very deliberate. I don't do anything by accident, and I do nothing by chance.
And if you say something on the air, it's the truth.
I sit here for hours sometimes thinking of shows to do. We got somebody else in the chat. Who's this? It's just Leon's still there. Leon's still here tonight, by the way.
Hey, buddy. Good
I haven't been able to kick him out yet.
Leon's cool. I like Leon.
Yeah, he's one of our regulars.
Absolutely.
Amelia, what else we got going on?
That was like for the end of the November and everything. So
what's coming up in December?
December the 4th
is next week.
Yeah, that's
can you believe that?
Yeah,
because we got the holidays.
Next week is Thanksgiving. I mean, that fast.
This year,
It went
I said to Nita yesterday, I said it's like summer was just yesterday, and now it's Christmas time. We went from summer to Christmas,
just like that. It's like blink and there it is. December the 4th, we're going to be doing a show about funny TikToks as well, just kind of liven up the mood a little bit, and then December the 5th, we're going to have.
I uploaded 52 TikTok videos yesterday. For the first time ever, I did not get a strike against me for anything. I'm so stoked about it.
Yeah.
And we're doing really, really well.
Absolutely.
Those of you who have joined our TikTok, it is What's the Buzz Popcast. on TikTok at What's the Buzz Podcast.
Nice.
You can find Amelia there. I'm there. You can also find Amelia at Amelia Texas Girl 1971. Just look for the page with 75 million duets. That's Amelia's page. She's got she sings with naked cowboys on that page.
Oh,
I don't know what she.
Hey, not naked cowboys.
Her page sometimes.
I redid ours too.
Whenever I go onto my TikTok, folks, the first 30 videos I see are all Amelia. Here's what I do with my phone. I get on there and I go. I have to. I go through all of them because she does like 200 a day, I think.
200 a day? What? No.
Maybe 150, but she does.
I don't even get on the phone during the week. It's on the weekend.
Well, what are you doing? I mean, you're sleep. No wonder you don't fucking sleep. You're up all night doing TikTok away. Anyway, what else we got? December, we have.
And then on the 5th, we have Stephanie Dudley coming back as a return guest.
Stephanie Dudley is one of my favorite people. I love this girl. She is an amputee that does not let anything slow her down or stop her.
Yes.
She's an activist for amputees everywhere. She works, and I believe she works in the medical profession.
Yes, a receptionist, I believe, for a children's hospital.
Oh, she works at a hospital. Okay. I thought so. We also have, let me think. Oh, we got a couple of shows coming up. I believe it's going to be December 11th. I think we're doing a show. Amelia, did we talk about this yet? Strange Christmas gifts. Weird Christmas.
Yeah. December 11th, our favorite Christmas childhood memories.
Okay, gotcha. Favorite Christmas, not weird Christmas. Okay.
Yeah, we've talked about maybe doing that on the 12th, probably.
My favorite stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple other things. And joining us again from the television show Family Affair, Johnny Whitaker. He played Jody on Family Affair.
Yep.
Remember Jody and Buffy? You want to come on that show?
Yeah, I'll come in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
He's got an interesting story that you'll relate to as a pastor.
Sure.
Because he was a Mormon.
Oh.
Yeah. He was raised in the traditional church.
Sure.
Then as he got older, his family adopted Mormonism.
Oh.
And his family is actually like big in the Mormon.
Interesting.
But he had to break away from it.
Sure. I get
it. He believes in Jesus now. Be interesting for you two to have a conversation.
I would love it.
Yeah. So Pastor Steve is going to be with us.
Yeah, I would love it.
Perfect. It'll be his birthday.
I think he'll like you. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like Santa. He's got a big fucking bushy beard. How about it, Neil?
Oh, absolutely. And it'll be his birthday as well.
White ponytail.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He's a great guy, Johnny Whitaker.
Oh, yeah.
I texted him at home. I said, I want you on the show. He goes, I'm there.
Cool.
It's my birthday. It's going to be his birthday.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's his birthday show.
We'll sing him happy birthday.
December 15th.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. It's been a busy week.
Yes, sir.
Man, it has been a busy week. Holy shit.
You're not kidding.
I'll tell you what. Tomorrow night it's church. What do you got going on Thursday? What's happening Thursday, Mill?
Just our meeting that we
You
always
and I
have.
want to get together and talk a little bit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Folks. So this is the kind of stuff that makes me hot under the collar. It gets I'm Italian, you guys.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I'm Italian. I get, it's in my blood. I get passionate. I get
That's it.
emotional.
I'm half. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
The struggle's real.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
Right.
God. We'll talk. On behalf of Pastor Steve, the Rowdy Rev Kwiatkowski, on behalf of Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, I'm the Mad Dog, Angelo DeCipio. God bless everybody. Take care. We'll see you next week on What's the Buzz, America's best podcast. Take care, folks. Good night.